Managing accounts payable can be overwhelming. Manual data entry, chasing approvals, and late payments all add up. But there's a smarter way, and that's automation. In this video, we'll break down what AP automation is, how it works, the benefits and challenges, and how your business can get started. Accounts payable automation is the use of software to streamline and digitize the accounts payable process. Instead of manually entering information, chasing down approvals, or cutting checks, the system takes care of the repetitive tasks for you. Let's look at a few examples of what this actually means in practice. One example is invoice entry. When done manually, you would have to type invoice details into a spreadsheet or into your accounting system by hand. That means entering things like the vendor's name, the invoice amount, and the due date line by line. With automation, your software scans the invoice as soon as it arrives. It instantly pulls out the key details, like the vendor name, the amount, and the due date, and places them in the system without you lifting a finger. Another example is invoice matching. Manually, you would need to cross-check each invoice with its purchase order and receipt one by one, making sure the numbers line up. That's a tedious process, and it's easy to miss mistakes when you're doing it by hand. With an automated system, that matching happens instantly. The software checks the invoice against the purchase order in the background and flags any discrepancies for you to review. And one last example is approvals. If you're doing this manually, you probably have to send an invoice around by email or even print it out to collect signatures. That usually means delays, back and forth, and sometimes lost approvals. With automation, the system automatically routes the invoice to the right manager. They can review and approve it with one click, often from their phone, so the process keeps moving smoothly. While accounts payable automation has a lot of exciting benefits, it's not a magic switch you can flip overnight. It comes with challenges too, and knowing both sides will help you plan a smooth rollout. Let's start with the benefits. The first and most obvious benefit is efficiency. AP automation speeds up the entire process by cutting out repetitive, time consuming steps. Next, there's accuracy. When people are manually typing invoice details or matching numbers by hand, mistakes are bound to happen. Automation drastically reduces human error, which means cleaner data and fewer headaches later on. Then there's cost savings. Every error you prevent saves money. You'll also avoid late fees by making sure payments go out on time. Another key benefit is real-time financial visibility. With automation, you don't have to wait for month-end reports to know where your cash is going. You can see the status of invoices, upcoming payments, and your cash flow in real time, which makes it easier to make smart business decisions. Automation also helps strengthen vendor relationships. When your payments are accurate and always on time, you build trust and avoid awkward conversations about missing or late payments. And finally, automation brings stronger security and fraud protection. Automated systems make it easier to catch suspicious activity, prevent duplicate payments, and enforce controls around who can approve and send funds. Now, let's talk about the challenges. The first challenge is unclear or poorly documented processes. If you don't have a clear map of how invoices currently flow through your organization, it's difficult to design an automation system that works smoothly. Next, there are initial setup costs. Even though AP automation pays off in the long run, you'll need to invest time and money upfront to get the right software and integrations in place. Another challenge is change management. When you introduce a new system, there's often resistance. Employees might be worried about learning a new tool or about their roles changing, so it's important to communicate the benefits and provide proper training. You also need to think about integration with your existing systems. Your AP automation software must work well with your accounting tools, ERP platform, and any other financial systems you already use. Another challenge is limited customization. Some platforms are very rigid. They might not allow you to fully match your exact approval flows or reporting needs. And finally, there's compliance. Financial rules and regulations do change over time. Your automation tool must stay up to date so you remain compliant and avoid potential legal issues. Implementing AP automation might seem intimidating at first, but it doesn't have to be. The key is to start small and focus on the most impactful areas first. First, begin by assessing your current workflows. Look at how invoices are received, approved, and paid today, and identify where the bottlenecks and inefficiencies are. Next, standardize your processes. Create clear, consistent steps for how invoices move through your system. Automation works best when there's a solid, well defined workflow in place. Once you've mapped things out, set measurable goals. For example, maybe you want to cut processing time in half or reduce errors by a certain percentage. Clear goals will help you track your progress. Then, choose the right tool. Look for software that integrates seamlessly with your accounting or ERP systems and offers strong fraud prevention features. From there, start small again. Pilot the system with a small team, gather feedback, and make adjustments. By following these steps, you'll transition smoothly into AP automation without overwhelming your team, setting your company up for long term success. If you're ready to modernize your AP process, now's the time to explore AP automation.